welcome back to the channel. Today I'm going to talk to you about specifically, why is it that meditations are just so damn effective? Why is it that they can radically transform your life when you can struggle for decades and try every gimmick there is and still not get anywhere? So, if you like the content I'm creating, go ahead and like, comment, and subscribe. Share with someone that you believe will benefit from it. And now I'm just going to get right into it. You see, when you're trying different things, like I did it a few years ago. I wanted to reach a goal. And, I worked really, really hard for it. I tried everything I could imagine. I tried everything that came by. I kept trying different things, trying different things, trying different things. And everything seemed to help a little bit, but nothing was like a game changer. And then I, got a free guided meditation off of YouTube, and my life literally changed. In 2 months, I was a completely different person. It was so far different than when I started that it's hard for me to even remember what I was like at that time. I can't even remember how I thought because it's so different now. I went from struggling. Every little thing was a struggle. Everything little thing was suffering day in day out. The only time I wasn't suffering when I was asleep, and so obviously I try to sleep as much as possible. And then I put on a set of headphones several times a day for 2 months, and basically became another person. But why is that? Why was it that all those different things I tried, which were books, um, um, breathing exercises, different activities, whatever it was, I tried all those things. I tried so many things, and I went for 6 months solid trying different things all the time, and none of those gave me any big results, but guided meditation did. I'm not talking about, sitting under a tree going, with your legs crossed and that sort of stuff. I'm talking about affirmations, saying, basically having someone in your ear saying, I am worthy, I am good, I am loved, I am whoever I choose to be. Instead of the constant bombardment from society saying, you're not good enough unless you buy our product, you need to work harder, get a better job. No, they don't want you to get better jobs. They just want you to work harder. Um, Kiss your boss's butt. Spend all your money. Get into a relationship because that'll make you happy. Boy, we know how that works. It doesn't make you happy. You just take your own misery into a relationship is what you do. But why is it that the meditation, guided meditation that is so damn effective when all these other things just didn't do enough? You see, according to psychologists, they say that we have about 60 to 70,000 thoughts per day. Every time you think in your head about something, every time you talk to yourself, which we do all day, every day, all of that, basically those are the constant thoughts. They say you have about 60 to 70,000 of those per day, and most of them are repetitive and negative. So you have this constant tape recorder in your head repeating over and over and over and over again, negative, 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 negative. And they've also determined that about 95% of your life is run by your subconscious. So when your subconscious quite literally is filled with negativity and it runs 95% of your life, you're fighting 95% of your life with 5% conscious mind. And let's get real, most of us don't even use that much to fight against negativity. We use maybe like, one half of 1% maybe, because we're not really paying attention. We're always thinking about something else. So we're fighting a mountain with a spoon. We have no chance at all. There's no chance. When you're fighting against that kind of power, you got no chance. So, you can willpower it with conscious thought, but sooner or later you're going to be distracted. Sooner or later you're going to not be focused on it. And guess what? That 95% of your life is going to come right in and take over again. Um, Anyone who's ever gone on a diet knows this. You may even reach your goal with enough willpower and effort, but 5, 6, 7 years later, what do you see in the mirror? Usually you don't see no slim figure. You're seeing someone who's even fatter than the person who went into it in the first place, because you weren't paying attention. You thought you reached a goal and that was it. But the subconscious mind is basically running the show, and people don't want to acknowledge that. They don't want to acknowledge, because it seems so strange, because we're not taught about these things in school. We damn well should be, but they don't teach this kind of stuff. They call it like woo woo nonsense, and why don't you pay attention to keeping up with the Kardashians rather than what matters in your life, which is your damn mind. Because Kim's big butt is more important than you fixing your life. So instead of that, meditation, literally what it does is, if you tell yourself something enough times with the two key components, repetition and emotion, the more emotion you put into something, the faster it creates neural networks in your brain. And that's been proven in science. So you go in and say, I like myself. Okay? Let's try on a math scale, though, that's 1. Now you go in there and say, you go out there into the backyard or on the mountaintop and you yell out to the world, I love myself at the top of your lungs for the whole damn world to hear. Well, guess what? You just put 500 of them in place, roughly. So you go from 1 to 500. Now keep doing that over and over and over again. You literally create whole neural networks in your brain wired to the specific thing you're focusing on. So repetition and emotion gets the patterns wired in, and once they're wired in, guess what? Your mind, by its nature, has to act them out. So instead of 95% of your brain basically sabotaging you at every turn, you get 95% of your brain helping you at every turn. So your biggest enemy becomes your best friend, and it completely changes everything. Because when you're not paying attention, and that program that sabotaged you before now is, you're not paying attention, and that program is encouraging you, it's helping you, it's focusing your senses on opportunities. It's a completely different, like, paradigm shift. Until you experience it, it's really hard to understand it, because we're so used to being focused on negative that when we're focused on positive, even for a little while, it seems strange. But it comes a lot easier to do it, and it becomes, well, it's subconscious, so you're not even thinking about it. You're actually just, it's just working. So roughly, I think about roughly at this time, 3 years ago, no, 2 years ago now, I went on a. Actually, now I'm thinking about timeline. It's not even 2 years ago. It was about a year and a half, roughly, maybe a little bit more. I went in and did a reprogram on myself, a self-image one. And you should always start with the self-image, because that's the basis of your life. It's how you see yourself. And I became a completely different person. I believed in myself like never before. I was willing to express myself to complete strangers, and I didn't give two craps what they thought about me, because I was so happy to be me again. I felt free. So I did that for a long time, and that was wonderful, beyond wonderful. And it didn't go away. It wasn't like in the past where it was willpower. It didn't go away. It had been wired in permanently. And then I started doing it for financials. And I noticed that as I was doing it for financials, as those, 1 week turned into 2 weeks, turned into 3 weeks, I started noticing my income was increasing. And it just kept increasing and kept increasing. And the more I did it, the more I did it, the more I did it, it was like I could see opportunities everywhere. But they were always there. It was just my brain wasn't focused on it. It was focused on lack. It was focused on not having. And so what it gave me was more of not having. You see, people may have laughed at me for what I did. And believe me, they did. People may have thought I was weird. and strange, and maybe I'm playing around with black magic or something. But I mean, you'd be surprised with some of the stuff people come up with to justify why they're not gonna try and help themselves. But there was no denying the results. It may have been scary at first. It may have mocked me, made fun of me, tried to derail me. But then they look up to me because they want to be like me. Not exactly, but they want to be themselves. And I am myself again. And they want the same thing, but they're so afraid to do it. Because remember, the program is trying to keep you in place. You've been programmed your whole damn life to stay put. From the time you started school, from the time you turn on that television for the first time, or the radio if you're old enough, or looking at newspapers, anything media-based, every society-based, it's all designed to keep your ass in place. Keep the chains on you. Now, you can break free, no doubt about it, but you're going to have to force it to start it. Only later does it become easy. But to begin, it's going to be tough. But it gets a lot easier. And anyway, I did the financials after that. And you know what happened? I started literally walking around telling myself, money is just so easy to make. No, like I believe be walking around and it's in my head. I can hear it in my head. It's like, money is just so easy to make. Money flows to me easily, often. And guess what happened? Money flowed to me easily and often. I started seeing opportunities for more and more and more and more. And even if I went on, say, a mad spending spree, it didn't last long. I may get a lot of stuff, but then it's right back to money, making a lot of money. Got to make the money. And it's constant. And that's because I did a guided meditation. I emotioned, repetitioned into my head. I first focused my mind on helping myself be myself again, and that was wonderful, and you should absolutely do that. After that, I decided I'm going to focus my mind on money by meditation. And guess what? My income exploded. It doubled in about a year's time, and it's still creeping up. It's like every time I see more money come in, it's like just that little bit more, just that little bit more, just that little bit more, on and on and on, like one step after another as you climb a mountain, more and more and more and more. And you know what? It's wonderful. I mean, who the hell wouldn't want more and more and more money? I mean, I'm sure you do. I'm sure you want more freedom in your life, more money in your life, more love in your life. Who wouldn't? So, guided meditation, affirmations, that is all about changing the self-talk you got going on. That constant reminders in your head, from you can't do a damn thing to you got this, buddy. You got this. You're strong, you're wonderful, you're powerful. You got money flowing out of your every crevice of your being. Money bursts through the door and can't help but give more of itself to you. You can obviously have some fun with it, make some jokes like that. But just think of the Kool-Aid man breaking down your door and saying, "Oh yeah," but instead of Kool-Aid in there, it's just cash, and he's just dumping that cash into your life. Oh yeah, more cash for me. And then when he turns around, more cash falls out of his back pocket for you. You know, laugh about it, have some fun about it. Not everything has to be extremely serious. So anyway, this video is going on pretty long, so remember, guided meditation is where the power is at. If seriously, you until you've tried it, you may mock it. You may think that can't possibly, it can't be that easy. I've struggled my whole life. It can't be that easy. Give it a shot. Go for 30 days, several times a day. Give it a shot. What do you got to lose? There are free ones all over the place. I still haven't made my own yet, but I'm going to. And when I do, it's going to be right here for you guys. It's going to be on self-image. I'm going to have one on money. Um, you know, Once I get fit, I'll have one on fitness, because I guess I'll have to make one for myself. Pretty sure that's what I'll have to do. But, you know, that's how it works. So until next time, I will talk to you later.